Our stories are brilliant. We are resilient. Our stories are brilliant. We are resilient.
Hey friends, and welcome back to Your Voice Matters with Jen Chambers. I'm Jen, and I am actually ridiculously excited about today's episode. I'm flipping the script this week, literally. We're talking today about writing your life story as a TED Talk. Now, I'm not just saying this as someone who occasionally binge watches TED on YouTube in fuzzy socks and tea, although, yes, I'm guilty. But I'm saying it as someone who actually hosted my own TEDx event, TEDxVenetaWomen. I dreamed it up, I applied through TED, I built it from the ground up with nothing but heart and hustle, and it changed me. Today, I want to show you how writing your own TED Talk, even just for yourself, can be one of the most powerful tools you'll ever use. Part 1. TED Talks as Memoir. Let's talk TED. TED, T-E-D, stands for Technology, Entertainment, and Design. But what it really represents is their theme, Ideas Worth Spreading. TED Talks are by necessity short. They're under 18 minutes. But the best ones, they're personal. They're vulnerable. And they are almost always the ones that revolve around a single transformative idea, just like a great memoir does. These are some of my favorites. Brené Brown's The Power of Vulnerability. Ashley Stahl's How to Figure Out What You Really Want. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie's The Danger of a Single Story. Amanda Palmer's The Art of Asking. And Lydia Yuknovich's The Beauty of Being a Misfit. They're all different, but they're not tech demos. They're moments. They're really important ideas that they have distilled into a single truth that then they talk about very concisely. And the TED format is great to model for this way. When someone like Amanda Palmer talks about the art of asking, she's really telling the story of rejection, of connection, of art, and of self-worth. It's basically a memoir hiding in plain sight. Part 2. How TED builds the message. Okay, according to the official TED guidelines, every talk needs one clear idea. It should include a personal story or an anecdote. And it should build connection through vulnerability, clarity, and relevance. Does that idea sound familiar? It's basically like writing memoir, but with a mic. So the things that TED asks of its speakers is that they share their ideas in a new way and tell real stories, not hypothetical ones. In the same vein, being specific, not general. That's what makes a good story. They even have a rule. They say, don't sell from the stage, teach from the heart. And isn't that the goal of every kind of story that you write when you're writing about memoir or when you're just writing anything that's personal? Part 3. Why write a TED Talk even if you never give one? So maybe you're thinking, this is not my goal. I don't want to stand on a stage in a red circle in front of 500 people. Totally fair. You don't have to, but hear me out. Writing your own TED style talk can help you distill your life story into one powerful message. It can boost your confidence in your voice and your story. And this kind of thing can become the foundation for your full-length memoir, your keynote speech, or your brand. But more than anything, this will give you a tight 10-minute story that you can use in bios, you can use it in speaking, or even in family storytelling. It's something that you'll have for you, and it helps you learn yourself better. TED asks, what's the idea you can't stop thinking about? And now I want you to ask yourself, what experience in my life taught me that lesson, that idea that you can't stop thinking about? That's where your talk begins. That's where your memoir grows. Part 4. Writing prompts to craft your TED-style memoir. All right, just like usual, let's get writing. I'm going to talk about 3 writing exercises today to help you start shaping your TED Talk style story. So get out some paper or your laptop. Exercise 1, the idea I can't let go of. Start with an idea that keeps returning to you. It might be a belief, a lesson, or even a question. What's one belief or truth that you've come to through lived experience? How did life teach it to you? What memory does it always take you back to? So you could say, I believe that asking for help is the most generous thing we can do, and that's your belief. But now tell the story that proves it. So everyone's is going to be different, and there are a lot of different tacks you can take. But I really think that sharing this kind of belief that you know, soul deep you know it, is something that can be incredibly powerful to share. Exercise 2 is the moment that changed everything. We've talked about this for a couple of weeks. And TED Talks often hinge on a turning point like this. This is your what happened story. So a prompt for this could be, what's a moment where everything shifted? What did you believe before? And what do you believe now? Who were you before? And who are you now? You don't have to, it doesn't have to be a huge dramatic thing. Some of the best TED Talks are about quiet and visible changes. Things like forgiving yourself or standing up when no one else did. Exercise 3, say it like you're on stage. This is the part where you step into that red circle energy. And I keep repeating that, but red circle is all the TEDs have a red circle as part of their themes and part of their branding. So they have you step into a red circle on stage. So I want you to write the opening lines of your TED style talk. Pretend you've just got 2 minutes to grab our hearts and make us lean in. The first prompt is, how would you open? And what image or memory would you share? What question would you ask the audience? One hint is to start with a story, not a statement. So if you listen to Amanda Palmer's story, or her TED Talk, she opens with her experience with being a living statue on a crate. And she isn't talking about like a thesis. She's not reading a book. She starts with a moment that changed things for her. Part 5, Tips from TED for Strong Storytelling. Here are 5 golden TED-style storytelling tips that apply beautifully to writing things like Memoir. Number 1 is start strong. Begin with a story or an image or a surprise. The idea is to get us in the door fast and make people interested. Number 2 is keeping one thread. This makes sense, and the same thing is true when you're trying to write one small piece of your life, as in one part of your story. You're not telling your entire life. You're focusing on one core idea. So keeping one thread. Number 3 is being yourself. It kind of goes without saying, but authenticity is everything. This is where you have nothing to lose. Speak it like you'd say it to a friend. Number 4 is making your story universal. So use your personal story to highlight something we can all feel. And number 5 is ending with impact. Land your story with clarity, a lesson, a moment, a question. In Brene Brown's talk, one of her talks, she has a bunch of them, she ends by saying vulnerability is the birthplace of connection. And I mean, that's a stunning statement, but can you do that with your own truth? Can you come to one statement at the end of your talk that kind of sums it all up? Part 6. Whether you want to stand on a TED stage or not, writing your story as a talk is a powerful tool. It forces clarity. It helps you find your point. It lets you discover what you actually believe. So here's your challenge this week. I want you to write a 3 to 5 minute TED-style talk that captures one personal truth from your life. Use story, use memory, use meaning. Practice it out loud, record it. You can keep it in your journal, but write it. I find that practicing it a lot helps it come more automatically, and it helps you often add things that maybe come to you while you're reading it, spur of the moment, and then you can add them in. But the most important thing is to get it on the page. And remember, you don't need a license to be heard. You don't need a platform to matter. You just need your story and your voice, because your voice absolutely matters. Next week, we're going to dive into memory to meaning and how to find value in writing your story. But until then, I'm really excited to see what kind of conversations this brings up. I want to hear you speak your ideas. And maybe step into your own red circle, if only on the page. Thanks a lot. I'll talk to you next week.
Sometimes we have to start over. Sometimes we have to fight back. Sometimes it's all too much. Lost inside the black. Our stories are brilliant. We are resilient. Our stories are brilliant. We are resilient. Sometimes we need to lift the voices of those who've overcome and expose the ones that made the choices to stay and fight, not run.